A part of me thought no partner will fully understand me, and we don't need to understand each other at this deepest level, and it's impossible. I had the lowest self-esteem and I didn't like myself. I thought I would never be able to get married, even if I want to. After all, if you have a feeling of deficiency or a strong blockage in your mind, you start to find many annoying parts of your partner. Finally, I've come to realize that I'm an attracting partner according to my own vibration. After all, our reality reflects our inner self, so we don't know how the universe is going to bring it to us, but always in the best possible way. Your suppressed emotion comes out of your partner or someone in front of you. That's the experience you learn a lot from. Welcome to Starseed channel. This is Yoshi. This is Akiko. Hello everyone. Okay, could you tell us about your today's topic, Akiko? Sure. Today we're gonna talk about relationship, a partnership, and marriage. Isn't that nice? Well, I see. We haven't had this kind of topic so far, have we? No, we haven't. I got an inspiration and wanted to talk about this topic. I see, that's why we suddenly picked this new topic. How about yourself in this topic, Akiko? I don't know much about myself. How can I say? I can answer if I'm asked. But talking about relationships, marriage, and partnerships of Starseed, I think some are good at it and others aren't. For me, I wasn't an expert and the topic didn't interest me much. So? I wasn't interested because I like more of training, because I was a monk in my past life. That sense was strong in me, so I prefer being by myself and focus on training rather than being in a relationship. And I also strongly wanted to be independent rather than depending on someone. So I really looked for a partner. But I have changed after I got married. And as I enjoy my life now, I feel like talking about it. I say, go ahead. Is there anything you want to ask, Akiko? When I asked you if you're okay with this topic, and you said, yes, I got a lot to talk about, I was glad to hear that. Can you explain? For example, what I mean is I struggled a lot on this topic. Really? Originally, I was an introverted child and I couldn't express myself. Wow. I was never be able to talk to a woman. Oh, really? That makes us feel more familiar with you, Yoshi, because everyone thinks you are popular among women. And you are generous. I'm sure a lot of people think that you've been a popular guy throughout your life. Well, opposingly, I hated the world and society. Through my childhood until I was 20, I wasn't really, how can I say, I had the lowest esteem I could have. And I thought I would never be able to get married, even if I want to. Oh, what a surprise. I thought I'd be lucky if I can get married someday. Like a dream, like it would be nice if that happens once in a million. Oh, I see. Is that so? I had been through this period, and how can I describe this? Even after I started working as an adult, I still couldn't have a proper relationship around my period of 20 and the freshman. After I started my own side business on IT, and I worked hard to be successful. During that time, I was forced to talk to people for my business. Oh, I see. And I thought I should learn to talk with people. Then I started to make an effort on it. For example, I read and studied many books, including self-development books, even attended a smile training class. You know, I'm bad at smiling even now though. I couldn't learn to smile even after the class. I really can't smile. Still can't. I'm this kind of person. Wow, is that so, Yoshi? But even people like myself, Akiko, they can make a change for themselves. That's what I can say. I think many people feel this way. I agree. So how did you change from being an introverted and to become more actively seeking relationships? What was the process of dating someone, etc.? Well, I had a low self-esteem on one hand, but I had a willingness to take a challenge on the other hand, at least, like establishing my own business and so on. So I also tried to challenge myself in different ways. I have put them into practice. You have? Put into practice to fail completely. Like asking someone out and being rejected. Well, it sounds so old school, but there used to be a pen pal magazine at that time. Where you can post, I'm looking for a pen pal on a magazine. I see. It sounds so old, but there was something like that. There might be. Yeah, there was. Then there was no picture or anything there. And you just write 1 or 2 lines of message. That was where you start finding your pen pal. And you gradually build your relationship. So that's how you get to know each other and get used to contact frequently. Even though I went through this process, I couldn't change myself drastically. However, in my case, someone showed up one day and I was forced to change out of blue. I see. I started my own business. And I was looking for my business partner on newspaper. And this person showed up. This person was good at speech but a bit shady. Is it a female? Or it's a man. This man showed up first. A male person. And I found that this man is a top salesman of the company in the IT industry in Japan. He had a great skill and we agreed to grow a business together. And I was taught to be a salesperson. Since then, when I was 23, I was forced to do walk-in sales. I see. So you met many people through your work. From there, can I talk about a starseed story? Don't sidetrack from relationships topic though. It may take 5 hours to get back there. To make the long story short, what I thought there was, it's important to get used to things. Getting used to people, right? First I was trying walk-in sales and told I was useless. Even though I looked for a business partner, I was criticized by him because he was my elder. And I was told to chat up women on the street. Since then, I was trained to do those things too. As a rehabilitation. Because I hadn't talked to women properly for those 20 or so years, it's kind of embarrassing story though. But I thought we can achieve things bit by bit by trying repeatedly from the experience. People who are watching this may think about changing our mind can affect cause and effect, but after all, it's better to do some kind of action. Do you have any feelings of loving someone before that? Yeah, I did. But didn't you tell her? No, I couldn't. Ah, I see. I wasn't confident about myself. Ah, I see. That's how you got used to talking. I think this gives hope to many people. Really? To those who have no partner now, by telling how Yoshi has changed. I went through so many failures. And I failed 100 times. And I finally learned through it. But to make a real change, to be honest, challenging doesn't really help you much. Of course, it's good to take on a challenge and take actions, but there's no result without a change inside. What's a change inside, Yoshi? It's probably your confidence. Ah, I see. Your inner confidence and your self-esteem, I think. Self-esteem, that's common in everything. If you take an action with that self-esteem, you'll fail 100%. It happened to me. That's why I made an effort on my work instead. In my case, I did my work well, and that made my self-esteem higher. Then I took an action that resulted in a bit more success. A girl who had no interest started to listen to me. Essentially, when I look back my past, I think my inside has changed bit by bit. I see. Your inside has changed over time. And got used to people, women, bit by bit. So you took proper steps to go there. Well, you could say so, but the biggest time of change was when my inside changed enormously. In my 20s, the motivation of my act was all based on hunger. It's a feeling of deficiency. I took action to fill the emptiness. So even if I try hard, it prevented me from succeeding in work relationships in long term. But at one point I started reading many books. Especially from my mid-20s. From there I realized that my inside is important. I had to talk about frequency again though. Finally, I've come to realize that I'm attracting a partner according to my own vibration. I'm telling you my conclusion though. Oh, I see. Somehow, when I was seeking someone with a feeling of luck, a person with the same feeling appeared. It is the same for love, marriage, and partnership after all. When you seek someone in a state of deficiency with hunger, things often don't go well. Yeah, that's right. I thought it's like a Buddhist reincarnation, repeating things over and over again. I see. When I seek from a feeling of luck, that happens. I see. At one point, I was trying hard, like a religious training. Thinking like I should take actions, I should meet this kind of person. Because I am also an effort maker type. You're talking about love, right, Yoshi? Yes, I am. You're working hard to find love at that time? Yes, I was. You know, like spouse hunting. Yeah, I know. So you were working hard on that kind of activity. But at one point I thought that's not what I wanted. I thought something was wrong. I thought I was repeating the same thing and realized I attracted a person with my deficient feeling. I see. and repeated this again and again. I think it's common, Yoshi. I'm sure many people have experienced it. Then I threw everything away. Screw it. Yeah, right. I was like that. At that time, I was wishing to meet someone who resonates with me on a soul level. A relationship that attracts each other at soul level. The person who I met around that time was my wife. So you ordered the universe for a soul level partner. That's great that you got to that point. But actually, it was very hard, Akiko. So I can give you a lot of advice on what you can do, everyone. Oh, can you do like this and so on? You were talking on challenges and actually looking for things like love or marriage. At first I was looking for love, definitely based on my feeling of luck. I'm not sufficient. But at one point I came to think of myself as sufficient. At the time when I let go was also the time when I became confident with my inner self. So at that time I didn't mind either getting into a relationship or not. Opposingly, until I was in my 20s, I was self-conscious about marriage. And in my late 30s, at this timing I became either way is fine. I see. You became like that and let go. I let it go completely, Akiko. I often see people who went well by doing so, letting everything go. We often hear stories about manifestation. They say when your hands are full, you can't get anything. And manifestation occurs when you are fed up and let things go. I feel that is true. It's all about vibration after all. If we are in a state of satisfaction, when you become screw this, I don't care, either way it goes. When you seek something in this state, things you wish manifest, things go well, or your relationship turns out to go well. I guess that's what happens. And that's right. It's interesting. How about you, Akiko? Well, I wasn't interested much. I didn't have an idea of whether I should have a partner at all. Because I like men as well as women. So I always had the feeling of liking someone. But I had no sense of I need somebody. I was interested more in business independence. I was fully focused on exploring myself. I didn't have enough energy to put towards love and relationships. I wanted to be a nun in a way. As I was interested in that area, I wouldn't say relationship was a burden, but I wanted to put my energy on my inner exploration. But one day I was proposed by my husband after some relationships. I didn't have relationships with many people. Some happened to be with me because the timing matched up. And when I was proposed, I wondered, what is marriage? And I thought, I don't mind getting married. It was when I was around 26, I recall. I don't have much attachment or thought about it. But I had a long single period, spending a little time by myself. I got a partner not because I was alone, but I wanted to develop myself by staying alone. I was looking for something else in my life, and I was focused on it. However, having another person in my life gave me a feeling of a greater stability. My husband showed me the world I couldn't see by myself. And I also think it's nice that I have a partner whom I can share things together. Now I really think so. He gives me a totally different level of stability compared to the one I had myself. Having a partner is far greater. It's like your base becomes super solid. My children makes me feel like I have a bunch of fellows to share things together. They make me feel how nice it is to have a family. Although I don't understand much about family love or marriage, but now I'm experiencing it now like this, and I think it's a nice thing. I was choosing to be alone, Yoshi. A part of me thinking, I don't need a partner. But as I seek and having someone with me gives me a feeling of stability and security. So if you're seeking, it's a good thing. And if you're single, it's good to seek, especially the time like now. Isn't it fun to have a family? Yes, it is. I have daughters, aged 6 and 4. They have kind of become easier for me. There was such a mess just so short while ago. It was a real mess. Small kids. I really sympathize with many households with small children. It must be so hard to have kids and work at the same time. I'm sure it's pretty tough. But now I finally started to find it super fun. Well, I'm gonna go sidetrack a bit, but please wait a little. If you find having a family is very tough for you, there are times when things are not easy. Yes, I had a time when I had to live separately from my husband and wondered what would happen. But if your vibration or feeling is stable, your family also becomes stable. So if you keep a feeling of deficiency with you, not only love or marriage, but everything becomes stuck. Because when you act with a feeling of deficiency, it reflects your reality that you experience. So it's important to make yourself feel satisfied. The law of the universe is that things go well when you release your attachment, if you have any. And starseed people often have no idea about love, marriage, and family, just as I do. Yeah, that's true for my wife and myself. Everyone has no idea. That's why it was so hard. And my kids are like aliens. Many people might think that Yoshi has a very good family with no problems. With his wife and the kids, things are going perfectly. But there were things, right? Of course there are a lot of problems, and not only me and Akiko, but everyone should have some problems. Oh, that's right. We are probably posting just one looking good segment of the whole story on our Instagram feed. A picture of an ideal family. There's no point posting a picture of chaos, so we post the 1 in a million miracle picture. There are plenty of happenings behind the scene, like leaking pee and so on. It's a pure chaos, really. Especially it's hard for you to start a couple who have no idea about having a family and raising kids. I think everyone will understand this part. That's right, Akiko. Because people have less fixed idea recently. About getting married or staying single. Either choice is fine. That's right, you don't need to get married. There are many places like that. Like countries allow couples to stay in a de facto relationship or live together just as partners. Some people choose or not to choose to be with someone, others divorced or being a single parent. It's fine to choose any. If you are not interested in relationships, that's okay. But if you feel lonely or want to look for something, please go ahead and seek someone. What I mean by seek is that to approve your feeling of loneliness. I had been single for a long period of time. At that time, some part I was pretending not lonely, I guess. A part of me thought no partner would fully understand me. We don't need to understand each other at this deepest level, and it's impossible. A part of me thought I would stay lonely and alone, but my life took me here having a family like this, and I found it very fun. So I opened my heart and allowed myself to change and to have someone to be with. It's also fun, and you will see a new world. So if you are forbidding yourself to do so, it's good to experience it. As many starseeds often don't get understood and have closed their heart for a long time. It doesn't have to be starseed, but anyone. Especially now many things are happening in the world, and you may be anxious or wonder what's going to happen. As a new era is going to begin, I want to encourage you to seek this area too. I want to resonate and think it's good to seek. Why don't we enjoy this together? I think now we can do this safely. Conversely, some people have more fights, Yukiko. As they get closer to their partner. Some have those problems. What do you think about it, Akiko? I think when it happens, it's good to have a bit of distance because your partner or family is so close that they reflect your vibration realistically, so they make you feel painful being too close. So it's also good to have a bit of distance. If you think there is something to learn from them, you can work on it, but if you try to force fix when things are not going smoothly, it will be painful. So to approve and snuggle up with your own feeling is the first priority, and if you think you don't like this person, you can approve that feeling. As you satisfy yourself like this, in the end, the partner you hated so much becomes so sweet, surprisingly enough though. Things like this will really happen. When you change, after all, people around you will change. You can say the same thing for everything, including love and marriage. You understand this, don't you, Yoshi? Yes, I do, but for example, like what you said, when you change people around you, you will change. Did they actually change, or did your value change? Which one is it? I think it's both. When you change, people outside you seem like they have changed. But they actually change. And when you focus on yourself, you stop judging. You're like, anything's okay. After all, you have a deficient feeling or strong blockage in your mind. In that case, you start to find many annoying parts of your partner. Like, I don't like this, or she doesn't cook, or he's fat, how can I say? Or like the kids are noisy, etc. So you start focusing on each of those details. If you have a feeling of deficiency, You can say the same thing for everything else than a partnership. Your work isn't going well or having no money. The feeling of deficiency also affects many things. But when you are satisfied and filled inside, because you are focused on yourself, so you stop minding about others. As you don't mind others, everything starts to go well. It probably means releasing your attachment. You see negative parts of yourself clearly through your partner. Yes, I see them. I think it was a very good thing for me. If I were alone, I'm totally free, and it wouldn't happen, you know what I mean? There's no kids that cry and make noise. If I don't have family, I wouldn't have any of those emotions, but with family, I'm forced to experience my emotions. So what I can say now is that if it was a very good thing, back then I couldn't think like that. Like, why is it so hard? I had a very tough time. They visualize your real self. It's painful because they are so close though. But it makes what you have inside of you appear. But it's hard to cope with it when you are upset to see what you have. You can give yourself more space and time to raise your vibration. You look at your partner or kids after this, then surprisingly you realize they don't bother you anymore. This is common in every human relationship. Your vibration reflects on outside, just as it does on love and marriage. I also learned, Akiko, I mentioned this in the other episode, but my suppressed emotion appears through my partner. It was a huge lesson for me. It can only happen in a close relationship. That's right. Otherwise, you just don't need to see this person. When you have a partner, it's easier to show your emotions which you didn't recognize. Sometimes it gives you pain, but also a chance to know about what you have. It gives you a big growth. I wanted to be a nun to train myself. But actually, this is a harder training than to be a nun, having a partner or to seek one. I think this pain starts at the time when you start seeking. Things like spouse hunting often don't go as you wish, right? I think it's pretty tough. So living our life is actually harder than religious training. But the mechanism of this world is quite simple. You learn so many times more from raising a kid than being a monk for sure. That's right, learning from your partner. You're probably your parents too. So as your work, your boss, you can learn the most from your reality world. Yeah, that's right. I think we're all doing excellent jobs, and this principle is pretty simple. This whole love marriage, not necessarily marriage, but rather a partnership thing, I encourage you to seek, be together, and share life with someone. And you can also use SNS, of course. Just like me and Yoshi, we are connected through the internet, and as well as the members of our online community. Allow yourself to have those connections with people. That will make you feel easier. I had a couple who are married online. they haven't seen each other in their real life. Wow, that's great. It sounds so futuristic. Yeah, it is. I heard of those cases. I think it is possible to become close as you communicate often like this online. Yeah, that's right. It's quite cosmic and it's good enough to communicate. Because it's energy. Actually, it should be like this in space rather than always communicate physically. We can connect energetically with our mind through the internet, and it's amazing. Online can give you a good acquaintance and it can lead to a love or relationship. I think you can take off the frame of a fixed concept and enjoy it. It's fun. What else? What kind of question would everyone have? For example, we don't need to have kids, right? No, we don't. Some couples are same sex. Yes, of course. It's rather embarrassing if you criticize those people that's already out of date. Whether it's a same-sex marriage or not married, if someone complaining about those things, they should be embarrassed. It became this kind of era already. It's gonna be like this more. Because anything is fine, everything is fine opposing to approve only one fixed type of thing. As the earth had been full of restrictions, but now we are living in a world free from those restrictions. How about a married person who fell in love with someone else? Akiko? I think that's fine, of course. However, I think you need a three-dimensional control over it. I encourage you to do that part as well. I know you can do it. Can you? It's fine if you can't, but it is also fun, I think. You can just enjoy it within your mind. And of course, it's good to prove yourself that you like this person. Like, oh, I fell in love with this married person. I shouldn't like a married person even though I'm not married. There are lots of restrictions on earth like that. It's good to approve everything. After that, some people may get into the phase of actually going to do something about it with this person. You can enjoy those things, but I think you can enjoy it more lightly because there is no good or bad thing about it. Control is also a fun part. Oh, that's true. Controlling yourself or using your reason is an enjoyment on earth. I wonder if there are any more questions. I think our audience would say, then what is the actual way of finding a partner? How did you do in your case? I thought I needed to do some kind of action. It's okay to see online, but you can go to an actual place, either online or a real event if possible. I think you can go to some real places where you can possibly find someone you wish. Going to a place doesn't always mean only physically going, but you can also go online. You can participate or join those interactions. Of course, those are good too. So is action the key? Yeah, it is. And also when you're making actions, it's also important to be in a satisfied state within yourself. Yeah, that's right. It's important to have both actions and your inner satisfactions. Yeah, that's right. Another thing is that having an image of it like, I want this kind of person. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's say you know the name of this particular person. For example, Yoshinari Ichimura. And if you try to use the law of attraction with this particular name, it's painful because it becomes an attachment. If it were you, Yoshi, I would say someone who decorates a green bear in his room There are not many people who do that. Nah, like who does IT? When I attracted you, I didn't know about you. But I imagine someone who is soft like this. I ordered the universe like that. So if you have someone in your mind, rather than attracting the person, you can imagine someone like this, who is kind and loves me a lot, and who always stays beside me. This is how you give order to the universe. So feel the feelings by imagining how it feels like when you are with someone like that. Most of the time, feeling is happy or fun. When you have a partner, you have a sense of security. Like you have a feeling of relief. If you keep feeling of joy like this, the person appears from somewhere or find someone close to you, like, oh, surprisingly, this was the person. This might happen. So I think it's important to improve those feelings of yours. It's good to throw an order like this because it's easy. How did you order before you met your husband, Akiko? I didn't order. Back then I was traveling and came back in Konarak. And I just thought of him as there's a weird person here. Then I was sightseeing around. I didn't give an order because we got married quickly. So probably mine is not a case for a good example. So you can either order or not order. I probably ordered a lot. Akiko. I like someone who resonates with me. In my case. Oh, I see. Did you give order? Yes, I did eventually. And my wife is someone who can have that kind of conversation with. I thought I can't talk like this with normal person. That's what I think. Something like what I'm talking about now. Don't you think you can't talk like this with normal person? Luckily, I can talk with it with my wife. I appreciate it. Ah, yes. You may think there's no way this kind of person exists, but when you order, you need to feel the feeling that you would have when your wish comes true. Approve your wishes like someone who I can talk about things like this in soul level, or someone who can talk honestly. If you approve your own wish that you have, I really think that this kind of person will appear to you, or your partner may change as you wish. I see, so you shift to a different parallel world, you think. So you don't need to fix your idea about your partner like Yoshi is this kind of person or my husband is like that. Because the person changes as you go. They will go on changes and you find it. Oh, it's interesting. After all, this is the reflection of your inner self. So you don't know how the universe is gonna bring it to us, but it's always in the best possible way. So I'd like you to enjoy it. Now, shall we have a message from the universe as usual? Okay. About love and marriage? Yes. It's something that draws your emotion out, it says. Especially N or affinity, it says. Someone who is close to you in energetic level is someone who you were with not only in this life but in many different dimensions. So the vibration isn't the first thing you experience, but many of those mates or partners, your partners exist. They draw out who you are and makes you return to your original self. A love for marriage is something that brings you closer to your original self. As we meet someone who has a very close vibration and people on earth are enjoying it. And also, on the earth, love, marriage, and relationship is something with the firm restrictions, with many rules. But cosmically, there is no such thing, so enjoy it freely. And also, it's something that makes you feel emotions a lot, so enjoy it. It's an amazing thing that makes you feel a lot more of emotion than you have now. Probably the emotion related to love or marriage. I'm not quite sure though. It's about feeling of emotion or vibration that you haven't experienced, so enjoy it. Seems like on the earth it's an amazing thing to feel an emotion. Earth is the planet where we can strongly feel emotions. Among the planets where emotions can be strongly felt, the Earth has the vibration related to relationship, marriage, and loving someone are very unique, and they create a big surge and movement of energy. That's what they say. Wow, great. Then can we get the message from Kuma-chan the bear? He says, what a great play. Looks fun. He thinks it's a big play. Yeah, that's true. It's a great play. Yes, indeed. It's a great play. That's nice. Yeah, I see. This episode was really... I wonder how everyone felt. Okay, then let's say goodbye with Dewa Dewa. Dewa Dewa. Thank you for watching. You came out about yourself, Yoshi. Did I? It wasn't a come out, but I think you gave people courage. Because people have an image of you as a super popular guy. I am absolutely the opposite. I'm a totally negative guy, a nerd. A nerdy dude? A negative nerdy dude. I'm sure it gives us a courage because you are considered to be like a prince. And everyone thinks you've been popular throughout your life. I hated society when I was in school. I was wishing the world would end. Hahaha. How scary. That much. Yeah, no joke.